students, today we are going to study Science Part 1st of Standard 10th, Chapter number 1, Gravitation. As we learned, the phenomenon of gravitation is given by Sir Isaac Newton. In previous standard, we studied Newton's laws of motion. As the story goes, we know once the Newton was sitting under the apple tree and suddenly an apple fell down on the earth. He thought a lot and he came to the conclusion that earth is attracting the apple towards itself, which is gravitation. For this we are coming for some concept. First is circular motion. When an object moves with constant speed along a circular path, the motion is called uniform circular motion. For example, as you can see on the screen, rotation and revolution are the example of circular motion. Centripetal force. A force acts on any object moving along a circle and it is directed towards the center of the circle. This is called the centripetal force. Now we will move on to Kepler's law. First law, the orbit of a planet is an ellipse with the sun at one of the foci. In the figure, we can see the elliptical path of the orbit of planet A and sun S is indicated by S. Kepler's second law. The line joining the planet and the sun sweeps equal areas in equal intervals of time. For example, AB and CD are distances covered by the planet in equal time. Therefore, area ASB and area CSD are equal. Now we will move on to Kepler's third law. The square of its period of revolution around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of the mean distance of a planet from the sun. For example, if r is average distance of the planet from the sun and t equal to its period of revolution, then t square is proportional to r cube. After solving, we will get t square upon r cube equal to constant, that is equal to k. Now we will move on to Newton's universal laws of gravitation. It states that every object in the universe attracts every other object with a definite force. This force is directly proportional to the product of the masses of the two objects and is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. For example, if m1 and m2 are the masses of two objects and d is the distance between them, then the force of attraction between them is given as F is directly proportional to the product of the masses, therefore m1 into m2, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them, that is y upon d square. After solving, we will get F equal to g into m1 into m2 upon d square. Therefore, G is constant of proportionality and is called the universal gravitational constant. Now we will move on. Earth's gravitational acceleration. The gravitational force due to Earth on a body results in its acceleration. This is called acceleration due to gravity and denoted by g. Now we will see the value of g on the surface of the earth. We can calculate the value of g by using Newton's universal law of gravitation. for an object of mass m and situated at a distance r from the center of the earth. So G will be from universal law of gravitation, F equal to G m upon r square, where capital M is mass of the earth and r is the radius of the earth, or r is the distance of the object from the center of the earth. Now we know the definition of force, F equal to mg. Now if we equate equation number 3 and equation number 4, we will equate their right hand side. So we will get mg equal to gmm upon r square. So we will find the value of g, small g, that is Earth's gravitation acceleration, equal to gm upon r square. Here we will take r is radius of the earth, that is capital R. So the equation will become g equal to capital G capital M upon r square. As we know, the mass and radius of the earth are 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg and 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 meter respectively. So if we will put values in equation number 6, we will get value of g equal to 9.77 meter per second square, which is approximately equal to 9.8 meter per second square. The acceleration depends only on mass and radius of the earth. So the acceleration due to gravity at any point on the earth is same for all objects. It does not depend on the properties of the object. Now we will move on the variation in value of g. First, change along the surface of the earth. The value of g is not same everywhere. On the surface of the earth, the value of g is highest at the poles, that is 9.832 meter per second square, and lowest at the equator 9.78 meter per second, because radius is highest at the equator and it is lowest at the poles. Second, change with height. As we go above the earth's surface, the value of r, that is distance of the object from the center of the earth, increases, hence the value of g decreases. Now third is change with depth. The value of g decreases as we go deep inside the earth. At the center of the earth, value of g is 0.